Greetings all, Ian from Eurogamer here. Now, I went to the pub at the weekend and I was pretty shocked to see at least 3 grown men wandering around sporting mullets, and absolutely no one was taking the piss out of them. What gives? In my day, they'd have been laughed out of town. I mean, I know fashion is cyclical and all that, but some things just don't need to come back around again. I'm thinking things like glossy 80s footballer perms, Matrix wannabe leather trench coats, and, in the case of SYNCED here, the grey, green, brown Xbox 360 colour palette of early 2000s third-person shooters. I mean, come on, just look at how drab and outdated this gameplay is. It's sending my brain to...
So brass tacks, it's your first run with us, and we're keeping it simple. This region's getting overrun with surge. That spells trouble for all of us, so you're gonna get it under control.
Seems simple enough.
Lesson number 1, in the Meridian, nothing's as it seems.
What? Oh, sorry, I drifted off there. Well, at least the tutorial of SYNCED here has a bit of extra colour to it. So let's keep that going on in the background while I tell you more about this wonderful game.
It's lonesome, but beautiful in its way.
Aren't we all?
First off, when SYNCED releases on PC and PS5, and there's no set release date yet, by the way, it's just listed as 2023, it will be a free-to-play game, which, to be fair, seems like a relatively wise decision, considering it's a brand new IP from a relatively unknown developer called Next Studios. I reckon this game would be a pretty hard sell if it was released as a mid to full price game, so at least with a no cost entry fee, this should see the game getting a decent uptake of players at launch. While SYNCED can be played solo in its own dedicated solo mode, this team-based roguelike looter shooter is at its best when played with pals in 3-player co-op, which features both PvE and PvP matches. All of this looting and shooting is set in a very generic post-apocalyptic future where mankind is at war with deadly techno creatures known as nanos, which mainly consist of humanoid zombie-like things that, between brainlessly running at you and your mates in waves, somehow find the time to wander around pooping weird, jaggedy blue crap all over the scenery like a version of HR Giga's Aliens that you accidentally ordered from Wish. According to the intro cutscene, by the way, this nano plague seems to have been brought about by a shady company known as Shinar, which definitely shouldn't be confused with Final Fantasy's shady company Shinra, even though it does have exactly the same spelling, just with the last 2 letters swapped around, and honestly, how no one flagged this during production is beyond me. There seems to be a pretty big emphasis on lore and uncovering the secrets behind humanity's collapse in this game, so it's probably a bit too late to go in and change that name now, but honestly, I found the similarity very jarring as I couldn't stop reading Shinar as Shinra, and in fact I had to re-record a line just now because I accidentally said Shinra instead of Shinar even though it was written as Shinar. With a naming convention like that, it makes me wonder if we'll also see, I don't know, old ruined fast food places in the game with names like Buckmonald's or Burger Queen or, I don't know, Ken Tucken's Fried Chimkin. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, SYNCED. So the main gameplay loop in SYNCED revolves around syncing your character, a runner as they're called, with a certain type of nano, which will then come and live on your arm in a way that almost reminded me of the old school video game Prototype, but only for a second, because Prototype was actually interesting. There are 4 of these nanos to sync with. First you've got to kill them, then you've got to stab them, and each one has its own class-specific skills. And once you're wearing them on your arm like the world's tackiest wristwatch, you can then command them to go into battle at the touch of a button. It's a bit like catching a Pokemon, I guess, and then throwing it out into battle, except for in this game, there's like only 4 Pokemon, and the character design is so boring that they all basically look the same, so it's hard to tell at a glance which one is which and which one is friendly when you're deep in a firefight.
my man. Welcome back.
I only got to try out the Crusher Nano, which is basically a tank, and once I shot it out of my arm, I just kind of forgot about it because it just waded in and battered similar-looking nanos to death until I remembered that I had it and called it back onto my arm.
Come on home, Ace.
Just like the level and creature design, the combat here is serviceable but bland. The gameplay is fine and it feels nice to shoot things. It's just, even with a wrist-mounted bodyguard, there was nothing in there that excited me at all. Shoot a nano and numbers come off it until it dies. Shoot a nano in its weak point, however, and different coloured numbers will come off it until it dies slightly faster than before. To me, the gameplay in Synced felt like the digital equivalent of the sound that's made just after a flashbang goes off in a Call of Duty game. A brain-numbing whine of constant noise that only subsides once the enemy waves do, at which point you can then maybe open a box or two for some random loot that you'll probably never use before you're once again besieged by dull drones and the occasional special nano that does things like, I don't know, being a ball and floating around shooting at you, or being a slightly bigger nano than the other nanos. Or some of them wear hoodies as well, and they shoot at you from a distance, kinda.
That's a Locust Nano. Priority target. You take it out, the nearby surge will clear up.
Right on. Let's catch that bad boy out.
There's also a big Destiny-style hub world in Synced where you can go and hang out with your pals, plan missions, do your upgrades, or talk to a variety of vendors who will try their best to convince you to make some in-app purchases in exchange for some colourful gun skins. So I figure that stuff will appeal to Destiny fans who are bored of Destiny and want to do something like Destiny with their Destiny pals when they're bored of Destiny. But for me, it was all a bit meh. Not even the procedurally generated roguelite elements were enough to capture my attention, as they mainly came in the form of mods that you could purchase from things called exchanges, which could be found at multiple points throughout the levels. At these shops you have 2 random mods to choose from, so you never really know what you're gonna get, but honestly, I never really felt like they affected the gameplay in any significant way. It all still boiled down to brain off, trigger down, grey, green, brown. Look, I think it's pretty safe to say by now that this game did nothing for me at all, but I did have a look to see what other people thought about the game, and most outlets have published quite positive previews based off of the same event that I attended. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. I normally am, to be fair, so with that in mind, what I'm going to do for the remainder of this video is play a full, commentary-free, 3-player PvE excursion into the Dead Sector, where we have to fight through a series of very brown environments until we end up fighting an angry reddish-grey boss nano in a bluish-grey environment. And if you can make it to the end without either falling asleep or turning off the video before it's finished, then maybe this game will be for you. Good luck, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
How you like to bring it on?
Nice work. Stand by now. I'm pulling you out.
We fight for our shared future.
Get out there and light a fire under that pyrocist.
They can't fight what they can't see.
Ready? Come along now. There's a good lad.
Reloading. Back to me.
Cover there. Go check it out.
Reloading.
Keep an eye out for that pyrocist.
I'm
It's
reloading.
gotta be there somewhere.
Smoke bomb. Go.
Head for the location on your map. That's where you'll find the pyrocist.
Low on ammo. Goodbye.
Get this done.
Nice one.
Reloading.
Get you on me.
Changing mag. That one. Take it down. I'm reloading. Joseph.
It's fleeing to a new zone. Let's get you closer, then you run it down.
Time to go.
Gotta reload. Come along now. There's a good lad.
show them what we can do.
This is where the Pyrosis was running to. Poke around, see if we can zero in on it.
Grab some ammo. Even the odds.
Reloading! I'm reloading! Come, Yoswin.
Reloading. Reloading.
Armor, right here. Take them out. Reloading! Very fancy.
I could use a few treats.
They can't fight what they can't see. Go. You can't defeat me. Changing mag.
Gotta reload. Heavy bad door.
Ready. I am gone. That one. Down. Changing mag.
Heading back to the source. Do your thing and end it.
We fight for our shared future. Reloading.
This is it. The source of the surge.
craftsmanship, that. That's what I'm...
I am here.
Go check it out.